Hello and welcome to this week's podcast. I'm Chris Borden.
Oh, my name is Martin Willingham.
And we've got some great stuff on the way for you today. We've got Wilbo's Cupboard. Episode 1 is finally here.
Oh, yeah.
Which is fantastic. Waited for that about as long as we waited for Challenge Chris, didn't we? About the same time anyway.
Potentially longer.
Potentially, maybe, who knows. Audio book for the missus. Tomb Raider trailer. Call of Duty Black Ops 2 hackers. It's getting serious. Toys R Us USA, plans for the month's end, and randomly booking flights. And we're also going to be talking about GTA, Bayonetta, Overwatch, Rogue One, City Skylines, Spyro on the PlayStation 1, a load of Master System games, Astroneer, Guardians of the Galaxy, Foo Fighters, the new album, and Service Games audiobook, followed by a couple of news stories, one that's quite funny, and the other one that I'm hoping will be a bit uplifting, actually.
Yes.
So we've got some great stuff to come on. How are you, mate? How are
good.
you?
Thank you, sir. I'm all right. You know, I've had a busy week.
As is the standard.
I'm okay. Yeah, I'm average.
Well, tell us a little bit about Wilbo's Cover, because obviously when this goes out, which will be tomorrow.
Yes, usually. If you listen to the podcast on Thursday, the day it came out, Wilbo's Cupboard, the episode 1 came out yesterday.
Indeed, it did.
So it's about the Sega Master System.
Yes.
Now, obviously, it's a 3-minute 20 video. It's not very long, and the whole idea of this series is that you see the stuff I have.
Yes.
I have a comprehensive collection. I've got 44 consoles in total.
44.
If you include gaming PCs and handhelds, there's 44. So I'm going to show people through them. This series is going to take a while. It's not like going to be on a scheduled release or anything like that.
It's not like this.
It's just going to take as long as it takes. I've started where I began with the Sega Master System. Now I love the Sega Master System for a lot of different reasons. One of the main reasons, obviously, is because it's my first one, but another important reason is this. In the video, I touch on it. We got it in 1997. That's 10 years after its release.
Yeah.
Okay? And what I don't tell you in the video is myself and my sister got it for a joint Christmas present, and it was a hand-me-down from our cousins. So that, it just goes to show my parents, they gave us everything they could.
Yeah.
But if you compare like the situation then to the situation now with my parents and my family and the way we all are, it makes me really proud of us.
Yeah,
and that's why
sure.
I hold on to it as a sentiment, because even though my parents obviously you had to spend a lot of money raising kids. Kids are expensive, right?
Kids are expensive.
They did a great job and doing that, and now we're both successful, happy adults with successful careers, and we're both, buzzing, we're loving life.
Yeah, too
and
right.
It just makes me really proud. And it also just sends me back to a time where we'd sit and play Sonic 2 for the Mega Drive.
Yeah.
Now, bearing in mind, my 6-7-year-old mind had no idea that Sonic on the Mega Drive existed. I didn't know the Mega Drive existed. Right? So the Master System was it. That was the games thing.
Yeah.
Right? That was it. I had no idea about the Master System. About the Mega Drive. I had no idea about the Saturn, PlayStation, any of that. I didn't even know about the Atari before it, or home computers, because I was in this weird time bubble, I guess. Yeah. I did get to play a Mega Drive a bit later on, and then cool. My world was shattered. I was like, what do you mean this isn't the best thing? There's more. And then a couple of years later, I got a PlayStation. Yeah. Can you imagine the jump?
The jump was huge.
From Master System to PlayStation. The jump in my brain was like, what?
See,
how on earth is this? How have we got from that to that?
I was quite lucky.
2 years.
Yeah, well, do you know?
Which obviously we didn't.
Yeah, well, do you know what? This is the thing. Because obviously, I think actually we've touched on on this story before, haven't we? Yeah. On a previous podcast. But I know, obviously, I think it's fair to say that I've probably said fact of the matter is that my first console was a PlayStation 1 Slim.
The PS one.
The PlayStation.
It was called Big P, Big S, 1, lowercase. Yeah. I know. Yeah. I've got one.
I've got a PlayStation 1 upstairs.
You have. You got the big back right one.
I've got the big boy.
Used to be my sister's one.
Exactly. I'm going to treat it well. But yeah, no, this is the thing, because obviously, again, when you do look back at these things, so I had a similar conversation with my mum earlier.
Right, yeah.
And about, how kids at the moment, it seems that, a lot of the time, just to get them to shut up, their parents and, other relatives and stuff, they'll just throw stuff at them to get them to shut up. And it's quite disappointing, because
in comes the iPad
Yeah, well, do you know what? Because it's fair to say that while I was growing up and everything, my mum and dad were very fair. Like it wasn't, Chris is... did you just headbutt that?
Yeah, sorry, I just caught them like... I'll cut that out in post. They'll never even hear that.
That's fine.
Otherwise it'll blow their earphones up.
It'll blow their brains. Well, this is the thing. Like, when I was younger, my mum and dad would... it wouldn't be like, Chris is making too much noise. We'll get him to shut up by shoving some chocolate buttons down his throat. That didn't happen. It was, Chris, keep it down. And I would.
Are you talking about...
Sheer from respect, I think is what it comes down to.
I think
at
this
point
we need to say we're generalising.
Oh yeah, of course we are. Well, I'm not saying that every parent does. I know several parents that don't do stuff like that, and that's good. That's fantastic. But I'm talking about the ones who, who do just throw stuff at their kids just to get them to keep it down. It's like, no, I'm sorry, but to me it just seems alien, I suppose, because that's not how I was brought up. But everyone. Well, everyone does it differently, I guess. But at the same time,
if I acted up,
yeah,
I'd get a clout. I'm not going to lie. And obviously, I don't think that's the way to do it. Just to make that clear,
that's
you
fair.
don't have to do that. I don't. We're not going to get into the moralities of whether that's okay or not.
No.
But that'd be the case.
Oh yeah, very much so.
If I acted up, that was the case. That's what happened.
I never had that because, again, coming back to my mum, anyone who knows my mum knows that she used to have cancer in her right eye.
Yes.
And when she was around my age now, I think, maybe.
Okay.
She had to have it cut out because back in the day, no other option really.
Yeah.
So, and she's been blind in that eye, and like the pupil and everything. It was huge. And so my mum, to her credit, gave the scariest mum stare in the world. Yeah. And I remember as a kid being like, no, I don't want to upset mum. Because the thing is if I upset my mum, it's bad. If I upset my dad, oh no, that's even worse, because they're both very, very, very laid back. And I think that's the scariest thing. And all they'd have to do is go, Christopher. And I'd be like,
do you know? Did you ever used to? Because presumably you're saying your mum, if you upset your dad, it was bad news. Would you always find one parent kind of, if you wanted something, you'd speak to that parent? Because I always used to, if I wanted something, I'd speak to my dad.
I would probably have spoken to my dad as well. I'm not sure actually.
Yeah,
I never remember being young.
You'd play them
being
against each other. You'd play them.
I never did. I think it would be, I'd ask Danny, go, ask your mum, and I'd ask mum, and if she said no, then that was it. That was just it.
I used to ask my dad, and then sometimes he'd go, yeah, I think it's a good idea. Ask your mum. I'd go up to my mum and go, Mum, Dad agrees with me. Yeah. So yeah, what were we talking about? Oh yeah, the Sega Master System.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Wilbo's covered episode 1.
Wilbo's covered episode 1. Go watch it. It's only 3 minutes 20 of your time. We want people to give us feedback on our content.
Yeah,
I think personally this is one of the highest production values we've seen on this channel.
100% it is. I mean, not being a funny way, but compare it to adverts by us, which half the time is really bad photoshopping.
We can talk about that though, because that's supposed to be kind of campy and rubbish.
Yeah, it's meant to be bad.
Just so you know, it's not just that like production quality on that sucks. It doesn't. Actually, Chris, he's doing himself a disservice. He spends a lot of time going, how can I make this look campy and tacky and horrible? So he's like doing it on purpose, and that's because it's comedy. It's visual. It's a lot of the stuff's visual jokes, like the seagull and the piles of cash.
See, do you know what? I really enjoyed it because for those people that do know how to edit videos and stuff, obviously motion tracking.
Yes,
in Premiere is actually a real pain sometimes, but I really enjoyed doing that just because it worked and it looked really stupid, and I just enjoyed it.
Yeah. Which
was I think for me was the best bit of the video.
So it's something we should say as well. And obviously we haven't really talked about it. The first one, perfume
parody. Yeah.
That one was done with genuine pieces of paper.
Yeah.
Scissors and a camera. That's how you made that.
It was almost stop motion.
Sort of, yeah. It was
kind of like that anyway.
So that means that Chris went to the effort of finding a woman's body, photoshopping my face on it, printing it off,
yes,
cutting it out,
and
badly, and then putting it on a white table. Was it this table you used?
No, I used the one in the living room, our little coffee table, and my sister is actually the one who took the photos because she's got a phenomenal camera.
It's not that one, is it?
No, it's not that one.
What's this all about? Which one?
That's my little Canon that I've lent to my mum because for her job she needs a camera.
Oh, okay.
And her one went bust the other day.
It's not bad, actually, a little Canon power shot.
Yeah, it's not too bad actually.
Pocket sized.
It's not bad. And so I was like, oh, just borrow mine because at the moment I don't have time to use it. Yeah. And if I do need to borrow it, I'll borrow it when she's not using it, kind of thing. So, but yeah, I think for the production value wise, for a lot of our stuff, we do it to the highest value possible that we can, really.
Yeah, I mean, with the earlier reviews and stuff, in a way they were much easier to deal with because the capture card would capture it at 1080p, 30 frames a second.
Yep.
And it'd be great. I'll just do that. Audio's always been my speciality. You probably won't be tell by this podcast because we record this in a kind of rushed and hurried way because it's just convenient. But audio is my speciality.
Yes.
So the sound sound on my videos, the ones that I made, have always been really good.
Yes.
That's something that I won't let be rubbish because I just know what I'm doing with it.
Yeah.
The video stuff, if anything is done on video, that's where it lets me down. Now, I want to make this. I'm a TV director for a living. Yes. I understand how to make high quality HD content.
Yeah.
I just don't necessarily have the budget to make high quality
exactly.
HD.
That's the issue, isn't it, really?
See, the camera I use, I'll have no qualms of saying this, is an entry-level Canon. It's a 1100D, and it records video at 720p. And there's no way I can adjust the ISO on the video. There's no way I can adjust shutter speed. It does everything automatically.
Yeah, precisely.
Hello, Mr. Borden.
Oh.
Hello.
Hello, Father.
I hear you've got a bad joke for us this week. I've got two.
Oh, we've got two. So we'll bring you in for that later.
Yeah. What were we saying? Yeah. So obviously, with all of that said, the quality of what I do is limited to what kit I have now.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you can tell from the video I just did. I've bought a camera slider. I have a new tripod. I've bought lighting kits. I went on a lighting course for work. Yeah. So I've been using LED lights. I've been using soft boxes. I've been using redheads. I know redheads. If you low lighting, I know redheads are just a bulb in a can, but budget. Okay. I don't have all the money in the world to spend on dado lamps.
Well, do you know what? This is the thing as well, because obviously we were talking about this before we actually started recording the show. Fact of the matter is that obviously we want people to watch our content, and so we are trying to kind of aim it at different levels, I guess, aren't we? Different ages and age brackets.
It actually turns out that if you look at our demographics, 65 plus, 100% of that demographic is female.
That's insane.
Which is kind of crazy. The older people are, the more likely they are to be female. If you're a channel, which is great. We welcome men and women. Obviously, we make a lot of video game based content.
Yeah.
So, we expect that's going to be lent more towards the male demographic. But at the end of the day, we're not making stuff thinking, yep, we're going to make this for the guys. We just make stuff because we want to make stuff.
That's pretty much what it comes down to, isn't it?
We just make it because we want to.
Well, we're considering the fact that predominantly when you started this channel, it was for gaming, and that was it.
When it first started, the idea was this, because I bought, Chris, we can talk about it. You came on a bit later on.
Yeah,
right?
Of course I did.
So I
came on at the beginning of the year.
I started the channel as a sort of more professional outfit. I have my own channel.
Yes.
And there are some videos on there. None of them are gaming related. There's some rubbish unboxing videos I did that still have like crazy high views.
Yeah.
I don't know how I did that. So it was just sort of like, okay, well, I'll come up with a more professional outfit.
Yeah.
And then I started doing game reviews, and they were going well. And then I brought in other voices. And obviously, I've known Chris for years now.
Yeah.
So
going on 6.
Going on 6 years, wow. So at that point, I was like, well, let's bring in some more voices on this, because I think people are going to get sick of hearing my voice. As lovely as I probably think it is. And you know what they say, radio presenters, you just like the sound of your own voice. It's true. When it's compressed and dealt with properly, I really do like the sound of my own voice. So, that was that. and I used to do everything with a Zoom recorder. So I've gone up a few steps since then. I've been spending money on kit. Don't worry.
Yeah, just a few.
Yeah, we record this on a Focusrite Sapphire, for instance. No, is it Sapphire? Yes,
it's a Sapphire.
Scarlet. Sorry, it's a Scarlet. It's a Focusrite Scarlet. Sorry.
Should be able to tell by the colour, really.
We're not. Yeah, well, we're not cheaping out. The Sapphire was long before it. And as my knowledge has increased, then so's the kit and how much I'm willing to allocate to that. But what I was saying was, it's gone from my mind. It's completely forgotten what I was saying.
Damn, mate. Well, do you know what? If it comes back to you, we'll go back to it. But, speaking of audio stuff.
Oh, yeah, no, I was talking about how the channel came to be.
Yeah. Yes, so, that's right.
Chris comes along, does some more voices.
Hello.
And then I say to Chris, just before we did No Mercy.
Yes.
Hey, Chris, I'm going to need some help with this. If we want to make a go of it, because I know you were itching to make stuff as well.
I needed the creative outlet.
Yeah, and that's exactly why I started this channel. I wasn't getting a creative outlet in my job at the time, so I started the channel. And then I was like, well, Chris is in the same boat. Chris has Premiere. Chris has a knowledge. I mean, don't get me wrong, like, if I'm being completely honest...
I wasn't a media student.
Yeah, I mean...
I'm not a guru. I don't know how to do this. Everything I know how to do, I've taught myself.
Exactly. My existing knowledge is going to be better because of my degree.
Well, yeah, exactly.
And that's totally acceptable. Like, that's totally fine. And as I've said before, you're a good editor. Like, especially considering you've taught yourself.
Well, yeah,
how to edit.
All things considered.
But also one of the things you've got to bear in mind is that I have more access to kit generally across the board. Like, I have more access than you do. So that has to be sort of considered in all these things as well.
Yeah, precisely.
But yeah, so when Chris came in, you immediately wanted to charge into loads of stuff.
Yeah, I did, yeah. I think over-eager.
And then having already done Curious Crow for a while, and then put it on hiatus for a bit, there was a big gap. You look at the gap between reviews and like the first podcast, you look at the gap between those things.
A huge gap.
You wanted to go full steam ahead, and I was like, I know this. This is not going to... It's not easy to make stuff.
It's not.
And you had to put a lot of time on it. Anyway, we started talking about Wilbo's Cupboard, which is available now. YouTube.
Go check it out. So it's linked onto our Facebook page. It's very pretty, mate. Very pretty.
Thank you.
It sounds and looks good. So it's a good video.
Happy bunny.
Yeah,
and just for disclaimer, everything that is captured was in emulation because capturing a Sega Master System is a pain in the ass.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So it's all done by emulation, and I make that clear in the description so no one can have a go at me. Well, they can have a go at me. They're just
very decent of you to admit it, mate.
Well,
it's a decent thing to do,
and just also another legal thing, I do own all the games that I showed, so it's perfectly fine for me to have those ROMs and play them on an emulator.
Fair.
Yawn. Right.
But yeah, because we were talking about how audio is your mainstay.
It is
your biggest skill, I guess. Actually, with things like this, honestly, I think the recording wise, it'd be shite without you.
But, thanks.
But that's right, mate. But while we're on the subject of audio and stuff, I had a very strange request from T-Dog.
T-Dog.
The other day.
Hey, T-Dog. I'm presuming she's listening.
She probably will be. And if she is, I hope she listens to this one and last one. Because at the moment, I really do miss her. But we're getting through it. It's all good. She's having a good time over there, I think.
That's good. So as long as she's all right.
But yeah, precisely. But I had a really strange request from her. And I was like, okay. She said, because I've got...
You shouldn't send those kind of pictures to each other.
Well shh. That's only for me to know about. How do you know? No,
just to be clear, I don't know anything. T-Dog, don't kill me if that's true or not true.
When she comes back, you're dead meat, mate.
I don't know anything. I'm just making a joke.
She's gonna kill you.
Disclaimer.
But she asked me. She said to me, "I've got a favour to ask you." I went, "Oh right, okay. What's that?" And she went, "If I send you the pages of some of the books that I have to read, would you all read them for me and record them?" I was like, yeah, how come? And it transpires that reading isn't something that she finds particularly easy, which is fine, because I'm exactly the same. I really struggle with it.
Right.
So I went, yeah, do you know what? I'll do that for you. And she sent me the first 11 pages last night, plus more, but I didn't get around to doing them today.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, this is cool. I thought, it gives me a chance to keep my hand in the art. And I started reading. And I started doing the stuff. And Do you know what? I feel bad for my little sister because because I was recording it in my room.
Yeah.
And I'm fairly certain she must have heard every swear word I have ever uttered under my breath through the walls today, because it was frustrating me, because it was just... It's odd because I don't know whether it's an American book or what, but some of the logistics of the way it was written threw me every five steps.
Was it grammar or?
Yeah, I think it was grammar, and obviously the way some things were written and said. Like, there were a lot of Americanisms in it. And at one point I went, who the bloody hell writes like this? And I was getting really frustrated.
Well,
so I had to go and have a coffee.
Reading and listening to a lot of American books, and that doesn't... Maybe just the one you're reading's screwed.
Well, it could be. I think maybe because it was written by an actor or something, I don't know. Or maybe it was just me. Maybe I wasn't awake enough at the time when I was doing it.
Right,
but
yeah.
I was sat there and I was just getting so frustrated with myself. I went, I'm going to go have a coffee. So I went and had a coffee, sat in the dining room for a bit, and I went, right, I best go back to it. And I did, and it started flowing a bit easier because I don't know, something just happened where I went, yeah, well, I need to do it because I promised I'd do it for T-Dog. I promised I'd do it.
T-Dog.
And I'm glad I did, because it actually ended up turning out really well. And considering the fact that audiobooks and stuff are something I'd love to do anyway, it was kind of a nice starting point for me, I guess. Because at one point, I remember, it was not last year, but the year before, I actually did some audiobook readings of the first Harry Potter.
Harry Potter.
And it actually went really well.
You wrinkly
bitch. And the thing is, I was reading the first couple of chapters of the Philosopher's Stone, and yeah, I remembered it the other day, and I was like, do you know what? I had a great laugh doing that because I got to do all the voices and everything, as well as the narration, for the basic narration bits.
What was your McGonagall?
I didn't get to McGonagall though. That's the only problem. I got the Dursleys down.
Oh yeah.
I really got the Dursleys down. Like Uncle Vernon sounded a bit like a fatter Prince Charles, I guess, or Prince Philip. Walking around like this, no post on Sundays, and there's sort of things like that. And I had great fun doing it.
Right.
And so I think after now that T-Dog has asked me to, do these things, that was lovely.
I muted my mic. I was hoping we'd get away with that.
No, Martin burped. But
West
yeah,
T-Dog
could have been lethal. I'm kind of thankful that she asked me, actually, because it's reminded me that I enjoy doing it. So
yeah, I did some voiceover today, and I find I get very frustrated trying to read copy.
Yeah, it's bad, isn't it?
I was honestly, and then so I did some voiceover, and there was like, and they sent me back an email. Could you do it with a bit more urgency? So what I did was I waited until I needed the toilet.
Yeah.
Right? Really needed to go for a pee. And that's the take they're going to use.
Oh, is it actually?
Yeah, because there used to be a thing. Apparently Tony Blair, whenever he used to have to do an important speech, would really need a piss. So he'd just hold it and then do his speech as he really needed a piss, which gave it a sense of urgency. And
Interesting.
I thought I'll try it, and it actually
does it work?
It makes you sort of like a bit more. Come on, let's get this done, kind of thing.
Yeah, no, I feel it.
Got to make sure you're not speaking too quickly. That's the only.
Yeah, that is the only thing I think with audio work as a general rule, because I've done it a few times. I'm guilty of it, but I learned from my mistakes of just rushing too much. You've got to pace it.
Yeah, you have to slow down.
And the worst bit is obviously when you start reading things a lot as well, like I did today. I think that's why I was getting so frustrated, because I slipped back into the old problem of, right, I've got to read this and I want to get it done as quickly as possible so that it's all neat and it's all in one. And it was just fading every time because I was going too fast. So I just took a moment and I had to slow myself down. And that's something that actually I think would be helpful for a lot of people if they are interested in doing voice work and stuff. You don't always have to rush it. Take it slow.
Yeah, I mean, learning how to sight read
helps a lot.
Helps. It is hard.
Oh God, yeah.
But learning how to sight read once you've nailed it, it's fine.
Yeah.
You could give me any document now and I'd probably read it pretty accurately. It's just weird words I get stuck on sometimes. And like I did a voiceover for a pharmaceutical company.
Yeah.
God, minefield. Absolute minefield. It was something for diabetes. So it was sort of like glucagon.
I actually remember this video as well.
I was reading it as glucogen, glucagon, glucagon, stuff like that. And it was glucagon. So I can't even say it. Glucogen, I think it was something like that. But yeah,
that's very strange.
Mental. It's just voiceover's hard, man.
Do you know what? I think obviously that's just a given, isn't it? You learn as you go.
Yeah,
you learn as you go. And I think the thing with voice acting that a lot of people get very kind of nervous about. I know. Again, Tamara T-Dog is a bit nervous about this with her course at the moment. Just be confident with it. You'll be absolutely fine. And also, it just takes a bit of getting used to.
If you don't like it, you can just press delete these days.
Exactly.
Wonderful. We used to record stuff directly onto tape.
Oh, Lord in heaven above.
That was a bit of a challenge.
Back in the day. And then, just after that, Cool Edit came along. Yeah.
And then Audition. And I was using Sony Acid for a while.
Yeah, I remember Sony Acid.
Other people were using, what's it called? Logic. And Cubase to record voiceover, which I always found hilarious.
And there's also Audacity and everything as well.
Audacity is great for free.
Oh yeah, 100%. It does what you expect for a free product.
It's great for free.
Anyway, do you know what? Let's move on, because the Tomb Raider trailer is something you've added into the running order.
Have you had a look?
I haven't, no.
Okay, this is going to make this conversation a bit one-sided then. So, it looks like it's kind of based partly on the first game. In the trailer, they have nods to the first game quite a lot. When I say the first game, I mean of the reboot.
Yeah.
Like, there's a bit where Alicia Vikander, who looks and sounds great, by the way. I think she'll be a really good Lara Croft.
Yeah.
Like that younger Lara Croft that we've seen from the reboot.
Yeah.
You know that bit where you have to run along a plane wing and then jump?
Yeah, I remember.
That's in the trailer.
Is it? So, is it?
I think that they're taking the concept of the first rebooted game.
Okay.
And they're running with it.
Was it Rise of the Tomb Raider? Was that the first reboot?
No, it was just called Tomb Raider.
Oh, okay.
Rise of the Tomb Raider was after that.
Oh, it was the second one, yeah.
I've got it. I bought an Xbox One to play this game, and I haven't played it.
Oh, mate.
I'm rubbish. I am properly rubbish. I really am. And I've got, I own 3 copies of the rebooted Tomb Raider.
Do you actually?
I own it for the Xbox One. I bought it by accident. The PS4, didn't buy it for accident. Before that, I had it on the Xbox 360, but I sold that, obviously. And I have it on the PC because it's a great one to benchmark.
Yeah.
If your PC can run Tomb Raider, it's probably good.
Fair.
Run it at a decent frame rate, most stuff's going to be fine.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, it looks really interesting. I hope they treat it well.
Yeah.
I mean, I know they had the films of Angelina Jolie.
Yes.
I liked the first one. Didn't so much like the second one. I feel like because they rebooted the game series, this has given them a license to do it all over again. The trailer looks really good. I'm not going to spoil it anymore. Go watch it. I think this might end up being a good film.
Cool.
I hope anyway.
Well, do you know what? Because this is the thing, isn't it? Because obviously they're doing. I'm not going to say reboots because I wouldn't count it as a reboot. Obviously, they're doing. There's a lot of films that have obviously had other films and stuff done a bit before, like The Mummy. Like the original Mummy films.
Yeah, that's supposed to be part of the monster universe. They're going to go through the whole thing, aren't they?
The Dooku.
The Dooku?
Yeah, Dark Universe, Cinematic Universe.
Oh, yeah, but it's all based on the Universal Monsters.
Oh, yeah, exactly, which is really cool. I like the fact that they're bringing it all back. And obviously, Lara Croft isn't in with that. But it was just something that popped into my head as you were saying, obviously we had the ones about Angelina Jolie in it and everything. I'm like, actually, do you know what? Yeah, like there's a few films like that a lot recently, and do you know what? Actually, if the one film that I'd love to see them do actually would be The Invisible Man.
Oh,
I'd really like to see that as a
reimagined,
reimagined as it were, because yeah. But on the note of films, do you know one film I don't want to see that's a reboot?
Go on.
It. Unpopular opinion.
I've heard mixed stuff.
I'm
not interested in this film at all. So I'm kind of poor judgment here. But
to be fair, loads of people have turned around and gone, "Oh no, it's really great. It's really scary." Blah 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 blah. It's like, yeah, but it's modern day Hollywood scary, where
jump scares.
Yeah, well, it's like when I first saw the trailer, the house where I'm assuming a lot of the stuff goes down in the film. It's made up to look really derelict and dark and spooky.
I think we've
and stuff.
had this conversation.
We may have done. And then I looked at the old one, and it was just a regular plain looking house that looked fairly unassuming. And to me, in my mind, maybe I'm just old or something, but the fact of the matter is it's just not as scary, because it's the thought of, do you know what, anyone could be living there. Hang on a minute, no, it's some scary killer clown who's going to have you. And you know, it looked like a house that you'd still walk into, whereas the one in the new film, I wouldn't go anywhere near it.
Yeah,
no sane bloody person would they? I mean,
also,
sorry.
The thing about scariness and suspense for me is more about what you don't see.
Yeah. Do you know,
suspense.
We had a chat about this at one point, didn't we? With about how Alfred Hitchcock.
I'm trying to think of whether it was on the podcast or not.
It could have been last week, you know. And it's in fact, I think it was.
Yeah. But so if we've already talked about this before, soz.
Yeah, but I think it's just a valid point. 'Cause I mean, watching things like I watched either last year or the year before, the first load of Insidious films and things like that, and Paranormal Activity. And
they were groundbreaking for their time.
Do you know what? They didn't scare me. I was bored, and excuse me for this, but I was bored shitless.
Yeah.
Of every single one of them, because it was obvious what was happening.
But they were Paranormal Activity, for instance, when it first came out, for its time, it was, you know, it was different. It was new. It was fresh.
I guess, yeah.
But now it's because it worked so well.
Everyone else used that recipe, didn't they? Well, I don't know. Maybe it's just Hollywood scare stuff for me. I just don't like it. I think
that's probably
I think that's just one genre of film that I'm not a massive fan of.
Yeah,
but
that's fair.
You know, what can you do? Anyway, moving on from the trailer talk. It makes us sound like we're white trash.
Trailer trash.
We'll talk about the trailers. What have you got? Sorry, my dad's just walked in, and what is it you?
He's got a box for an iPhone.
Oh, it's an iPhone.
Oh, it's an iPhone.
Oh, okay. I thought he was just holding like a pack of Lurpak butter or something. I was really confused.
Putting it in the cupboard. Rubbish.
Yeah, iPhones.
It's poppycock.
Yeah.
So you don't? Have you got an iPhone now? Then
it's a works one.
It's a work iPhone, and you don't like it. Oh,
it's because they're crap, aren't they, Dad?
It is. I'd much rather have my Samsung.
I'm bleeping all of this out.
That's fine. You do that.
We've talked about phones before, though.
We have, yeah.
And the fact that I would like a Samsung, but I can't because my car won't work with it, so I'm doomed. Yeah, I can't play Spotify on it. Don't know why. It just doesn't work. Anyway,
sorry, Dad.
What were we talking about?
Yeah, we'll bring you back later. But yeah, no, I was going to bring up. Obviously, I think I've brought it up actually the last couple of weeks when we've done the podcast. But Call of Duty Black Ops 2 Hackers.
We did it last week.
We did do it last week. However, the problem, because before I mentioned, I said, you know, it just breaks the fun for the game and for everyone else playing it. However, the problem now is actually a little bit more serious, because I woke up on Friday morning to a message from my friend Dav, who I met from Wrexham, was up there at uni. Excuse me, I just burped.
Nice.
And it was myself and I think maybe 2-3 other people. And he said, "Hi guys, just to let you know, myself and Maddie, his wife, logged on to Call of Duty Black Ops 2 today to play a couple of rounds of team deathmatch or what have you.
Yeah.
We entered into a lobby, and all of a sudden, the whole thing stopped working. It threw us back to the game lobby with our entire account back to square one, the entire thing.
The Xbox Live account?
No, yeah, pretty much. So basically, they had been hacked. Someone had tried to mess...
Do you mean Xbox Live or the Call of Duty profile?
The Call of Duty account.
Okay, that's not so bad.
Not so bad. However, now the game for them is completely unplayable. Like, they can't load anything. It doesn't work.
Wow.
And basically, someone has hacked them and either tried to mess up their levels or something, or just push them all the way back to level 1, which if they succeeded wouldn't have been too bad, I suppose. But because they didn't get what they wanted, I'm assuming, from Maddie and Daph's profile, what I'm going to assume is that then the hackers went, oh, if I can't have this, I'm just going to mess them up. And that's what happened.
Right.
And I went, okay, thank you for letting us know. Thank you for letting me know.
Are they not able to speak to
I
Activision?
don't know if they have. There's other stuff going on that they need to deal with, so not suggested it yet. But this is the thing, because I then went, do you know what? I wonder if this is a problem for anyone else. Turns out it is. It's been a real problem recently. Like for a lot of Xbox 360. Yeah, for a lot of Xbox 360 players, people are getting hacked left, right, and centre, and the games. So, I mean, some people like Maddie and Daff are kind of lucky-ish where the game just stops working for them. A couple other people have had their account details copied, and like obviously when it's got personal information like bank account details and stuff, they've been copied.
Wow.
Like entire like Xbox Live accounts have just disappeared. And so if you're on an old console like myself, and obviously like my friends,
done.
Well, precisely, if I could still afford one. But this is my point. Just be careful with this kind of stuff now, because there are a few times where I've entered into a hacker's lobby and it's not somewhere you want to be. Honestly,
no, I can imagine.
Duck out as quickly as you possibly can, because it's just not worth drawing their attention, especially if you piss them off. Don't do it.
Wow, that's bad.
It is. As I said, the problem is actually kind of serious now, because some of these people are getting very clever. I don't like that. That worries me.
Also, Black Ops 2 is not a game that Activision are going to really patch. They're not going to worry about it now.
They're not going to look at it too hard, I don't think, because they've got other things to focus on.
Destiny 2's just come out.
Well, precisely.
The whole group as a whole, they've got Overwatch, they've got no Call of Duty games coming out. It's definitely worth contacting them, though, if you are affected by it.
Yep, 100%.
Maybe, I wonder if it gets bad, they'll issue a patch. They might.
They might do. You never know, because it's still a very popular game, as I've discussed with you before.
Yeah, really popular.
Anyway.
You know what I might do? Because my Xbox Live account's largely sacrificial.
Yeah.
I don't really play online on Xbox.
No.
I might have a go and see what happens to me. There's no account information on there or anything like that. I always bought because I was a bit frightened about this. I always bought the prepaid stuff after the PSN hack.
Yeah.
So my Xbox Live was all like bought in the shop, prepaid, didn't put any card details on it. Didn't buy anything off the Xbox Live store.
No.
So maybe I'll have a go.
Load it up and we'll have a game and see what happens.
Go on eBay and buy one of those two-day ones.
Yeah, well, yeah, precisely. It's not a bad shout.
Anyway,
let's move on to the Toys R Us in the USA.
So, yeah, in America, for whatever reason, Toys R Us have gone and sued. They've gone for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection. Now, I was talking about this with a colleague at my work. If you want to buy something, Chris,
yes, mate.
Where do you go?
Depends what I'm buying.
Let's say you want to buy a PlayStation game.
A PlayStation game. I'll probably
where would you go first?
Oof, game.
Okay.
Game or CX?
I mean, like, for sheer convenience.
For sheer convenience, I guess I'd probably have a look online, if I'm honest.
And where would you go specifically?
For eBay or Amazon.
Amazon, right?
Right.
If I need anything,
it's Amazon.
It's Amazon.
Okay.
And I've got an Amazon Prime account, so for me, it's like no-brainer. Amazon, one-day delivery.
Boom.
Makes great sense to me.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's kind of getting places like Toys R Us, is Amazon and eBay and online shopping. I think.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been talked about for a long time, the death of the high street. But high street isn't going to die. Like, there will always be physical brick and mortar shops.
Oh, yes.
Because convenience is king, right? And if you have to wait a day for something and you don't want to, you go to a physical store.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, if you want to buy a video game, it's all very going well with me and my one-day delivery. My deliveries turn up at 1 in the afternoon. What if I want that game when I wake up?
Yeah. Well, yeah,
you
precisely.
You have to go to a shop. Pre-order there. And also, game and places like that being clever now. Pre-orders that have like exclusive bonuses. And I saw this is a complete diversion. I saw there's a limited edition Gran Turismo Sport PlayStation 4 Slim coming out.
Oh, interesting.
Oh,
don't do it. Don't do it.
Mighty tempted by the idea.
Well, if you do, I'll buy your PlayStation 4 off you, but I wouldn't do it, mate. Don't do that to yourself.
Oh, but it's so pretty.
Don't do it to yourself.
And also, I can't sell any consoles. You know my problem.
Yeah, I know you can't.
I can't sell any consoles.
However, what are you going to do with 2 PS4s? Honestly, realistically,
I've got 4 Xbox 360s.
Yeah, but you barely ever use them, mate.
Yeah, but
yeah.
I'd regret selling it if I did.
Yeah, probably.
Anyway, but
still.
yeah, really pretty. Anyway, that's the thing. I just worry about the demise of places like Toys R Us. The UK division's completely fine.
Yep.
They're not going anywhere. There's no problem there, which is good news for our friend who started there on Monday. He got a job there Monday. But yeah, so I just wanted to mention it, and I hope Toys R Us doesn't go anywhere.
Well, shall I read a bit of the article?
Please,
I've got
BBC News, right?
Yeah, BBC News.
Yeah, go for it.
Obviously, the link to the article will be at the bottom of the video and included in all of the information, as it always is. Toys R Us has filed for bankruptcy protection in the US and Canada as it attempts to restructure its debts. The firm was once a dominant player in the US toy market, but it has struggled against larger rivals such as Amazon. The move casts a shadow over a future of the company's nearly 1,600 stores and 64,000 employees. However, the US bankruptcy judge approved a loan of more than $2 billion to help stabilise the toy chain. The aim is to give Toys R Us money and time to prepare for the up-and-coming Christmas shopping season. The firm's European operations are not part of the bankruptcy proceedings, and Toys R Us says it does not expect any immediate impact on its UK stores. Toys R Us operations in Australia, about 255 licensed stores, and a joint venture partnership in Asia are also not included in the bankruptcy move, which is great because, and I'll tell you for why. Because there are some people, and actually I think it's fair to say my parents are probably these people, more my mum, but like for Christmas and stuff, they don't like buying things online, which is fine. Not everyone does. A lot of the time, I don't feel comfortable with buying stuff online.
Right, yeah.
Because I've heard, obviously everyone's heard and seen horror stories about people who have, ordered, I don't know, say a microphone, and instead in the deal they they get this and this with it, and when their package turns up, it's an 8-foot dildo.
We all heard those sort of stories.
And it's
it's not bad though. At least you got an 8 foot, 8 inch.
No,
wow.
I said 8 foot.
8 foot dildo. That's the size of a car.
Well, exactly. Use it to push yourself along on a boat. It'd be great.
Put wheels on it.
Yeah, exactly.
Ride it to work.
It'd be wonderful. Can you imagine?
Bit tricky to steer.
Just a little bit. You'd have to.
This is why our podcast has the explicit tag.
Yes, it is.
On it.
Well, you could always bleep it,
Nah.
But what's the point? Yeah.
We only bleep things if we say.
Oh, you did it. Ooh, that's on tour. What's the time on that?
42:20. I've already had to make a note about when I hit the microphone earlier. I'm just making life more difficult for myself, boys and girls.
Probably.
Just like a challenge.
But we are going to have to speed it along because I didn't actually realise how long we'd be doing this.
Yeah.
Plans for the month's end. Have you got anything specifically planned?
What do you mean?
Well, for me, at the end of the month, obviously once my paycheck comes in and everything.
Oh, we're talking about that, are we? Okay.
Well, yeah, a little bit. You just hit your microphone again.
Sorry, I didn't make a
really
noise
funny.
that time.
Basically, my plan is I've got to go back up to Wrexham anyway, just for a couple of days, to sort of a couple of little pieces and bits and pieces out. But I'm also getting my chiropractic session and massage done because my back is in absolute tatters. Because I'm about 84, but I'm actually 23. I'm also going to be buying the stuff to ascend the Quail PC. And I also...
To PC,
the PC gardeners. Oh, Stephen.
Stephen.
And as well, I obviously I don't want my dad to over here, so I'm just going to whisper a little bit.
Go on.
But I promised to take my dad out for a drink when I first started working. I didn't manage to do it, so what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to go to a really, really nice, kind of majestic, one of those majestic shops.
Yeah.
I'm going to get him a nice bottle of brandy, because he's quite partial to the brandy.
Oh, yeah.
When the mood takes him.
Like me with port wine, which I'm still trying to bring back.
Exactly. So I'm just going to get him some
Drink
brandy.
port wine.
I'm going to get him some brandy.
All right, yeah.
So yeah, that's my plans for the end of the month. What about you?
Nice. Very nice. What am I going to do? No specific plans for the end of the month.
Good.
Trying to not spend my money. Next month, though, I am going to look at starting to book my trip to New York.
Oh, mate, cool. When you go to New York?
In December sometime.
Oh, okay. Is that why you've got randomly booking flights?
Well, this is completely different. Believe it or not.
Oh, is it?
So, Last week,
Yes.
Friday. Paint the picture for you.
Okay. I've closed my eyes. I'm actually
sat
imagining this.
in front of my PC
Yeah.
in my pants and my dressing gown.
I can see it's not a nice image.
No, pants, dressing gown, slippers on.
Then it's still not a nice image.
I've got a cup of tea.
Yeah.
Having a nice time.
Yeah.
Just randomly browsing my email, checking everything.
Standard.
Ryanair sends me an email, and they've been having problems lately, haven't they?
Oh yeah, haven't they just?
This has nothing to do with that though. I didn't even know about those problems at this point. So Ryanair sent me an email. Cheap flights to this place. I'm like, oh, okay. I like to travel. You know that.
Yeah, I do.
So I go on to Ryanair's website.
Cool.
Flights to Belfast.
Oh.
£9.
£9.
So I am going, return, 22 quid. I'm going to Belfast in February.
Oh, mate. Oh, man. If I'd known about that. If I'd known, I would have gone with you.
You know how much the hostel is as well?
How much?
Like 12 quid a night.
Oh,
I'm staying on
mate.
2 nights.
Mate, come on. Oh, right.
It gets better. A day passes. Frankie
Yeah.
goes, I'm going to go see my friend in Switzerland.
Oh, okay.
I booked the flights. I'm like, oh, thanks, mate. Thinking, right, okay, fine. I go on Skyscanner. You know Skyscanner. It's
I
good.
know, yeah.
It's good. Go on Skyscanner. Geneva.
Yeah.
One night. Oh, well, yeah, I'm only gonna go there and see the Freddie Mercury Museum. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Yes. So I go onto the website. And in January I'm going to Belfast. February, going to Geneva for a day, and it cost me like 50 quid.
Oh, mate.
But the car parking's boned me a little bit.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I'm having to park my car at Gatwick.
Oh, dear.
Because getting a train there is a pain in the ass.
Oh, my bumhole just tightened for
But
you.
yeah, so maybe
dear.
next time I see a really cheap flight, should I tell you about it?
Yeah, mate. And to be fair, if it's as cheap as Belfast was, book it and I'll just pay you back. And I'll be like,
Just probably go, don't worry about it, mate.
No, I'll just be like, there,
20 quid.
there,
Like,
take me on holiday because I haven't had one since I was like 16.
good 20 quid. Don't worry about it. Get me a couple of beers, mate.
But yeah, no. To be fair, like I said about possibly going over to Canada in January and stuff.
That won't be 21
No,
quid.
I know it won't. I started looking at flights and stuff, but it's the date of that has now changed. Instead, I'm now going in April so I can celebrate T-Dog's graduation.
Oh,
there,
yeah.
which is going to be cool. I'm looking forward to it.
Can I come over and be a third wheel with you?
Yeah, mate, why not?
Sweet.
Cool. But do you know what? Just because obviously we are so short on time, we're going to have to... Well, do you know what? This is becoming a regular thing now.
15 minutes.
This is becoming a regular thing, isn't it? Where we're getting to the games, movies and music and stuff that we do.
A lot of the stuff I have is only glossing over anyway.
Yeah, and exactly. But we're doing it like speed runs and I actually quite like it. So, okay. Do you want to go through yours first?
Yeah, a bit difficult. It's not really in front of me. And so like GTA Online. Yeah, my friend Matt, he's back, and I played GTA Online with him. I played Overwatch. I'm starting to do the rank games.
Cool.
I was doing well. Now I'm not. City Skylines, the city of Wilbo Ton, or whatever it's called, is like ascended to godlyhood. It is at the highest level it can be. So I'm just playing that for fun now.
Cool.
I played a load of Master System games, obviously, for the video.
Yes.
Guardians of the Galaxy 2. I finally got to watch it. Frankie wanted to watch it with me. It's very rare she ever wants to watch a film.
Yeah.
I tell you, that film's good.
Oh yeah, mate.
It's still good. I like the fact that it's kind of small scale.
Yeah.
Like compared to like all the other stuff, that and Spider-Man: Homecoming feel quite tight and quite small scale.
It's quite nice though.
Yeah,
I
really like
the
it.
feel.
And Service Games, the audiobook, I've now finished. I actually finished it on the way here.
Oh, phenomenal.
It's really good. There are some mistakes in the audio recording.
Yeah.
But you can forgive that.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, so I don't know whether to get rid of Audible or I might try another one.
Mate.
So £7 a month. It's like it's basically worth it for a 25-hour book.
Well, yeah, it's not bad, mate. It's
crazy.
not bad at all.
Anyway, with 12 minutes left to go, Chris Boredom.
We'll go on to my games. Bayonetta, played it a little bit the other day.
I've got it, never played it.
Do you know what? It's actually pretty decent. I quite like it. Rogue One, I still haven't seen it, fam, as I wrote down on the running order for some reason. I am not
Do
a
you
chav.
own it?
No, actually I do. Yeah, I actually own a physical copy. I just haven't watched it yet.
It's good.
It's out of the cellophane.
Oh, that's an improvement.
But I've still not watched it.
It's good. Watch it.
Instead, I also bought Split the other day and watched that instead, even though I've seen it like 3 times
Any
now.
good?
Oh yeah, mate, Split is a phenomenal film.
James McAvoy, isn't it?
M. Night Shyamalan.
Is there a plot twist at the end?
Oh mate, there's a plot twist at the end. I love it.
Of course there is.
But yeah, Rogue One, still haven't seen it, but I've heard good things. Spyro on the PS1, good old childhood game that I really miss.
Oh, yeah?
And do you know what? A great laugh, because it still works. Like the controls were always shonky, even when it was a new game.
Yeah, it wasn't.
And do you know what?
It wasn't Mario 64, was it?
Do you know what? it's still wonderful, and I still love it to pieces. A bit of Astroneer, I managed to get my hands on a demo of that, and it was phenomenal. It's actually a really fun, stupid little game about space.
What platform?
PC.
On the personal computer.
Yes, indeed.
The IBM compatibles.
Yes, and it worked. And it was
good.
great. I loved it. And then the Foo Fighters obviously have brought out their new album
Have
recently.
they?
As far as I'm aware, yes. If they haven't, then
that's
I've been
on Spotify, Jubby.
Yeah. Well, it's either that or I've been misled, and if I've been misled, people will die. But because I haven't had a chance to listen to it because I've been working a lot recently, but it's on my to-do list, so I can actually have a good rock out to it, because I like multiple genres of music, and the rock is one. So yeah, so that is everything that kind of games, music, and movies that we've done this week. Yeah, it's good. It's good. I like the speed that we're doing them, to be fair.
Yes.
It's nice. It feels crisp. But we're going to move on now.
Fresh.
Fresh.
Creme fresh.
Yeah, we're going to move on to our first news story, which is a funny news one. It says, confused Brits think it's crazy Americans have to share university
That's
dorm
because
rooms.
it is crazy.
It is bizarre. I wouldn't do it, because I would end up killing someone, and I'd be going down for murder. It's in total.
I find hostels enough of a struggle, mate.
Yeah. Oh god, it's bad, isn't it?
They're normally fine. I can't imagine living like that.
I need my own space.
Hostels are totally cool for like a week or two.
Yeah.
For like life, for like years.
No, I couldn't do it.
Couldn't do it. Someone would die.
Oh yeah, 100%. In totally useless facts you probably didn't know, but will still blow your mind nonetheless. American college students share dorm rooms, but UK students don't. Okay, doesn't blow my mind, but okay.
Well, because we were both UK students.
Yeah, probably. In fact, kids over in Great Britain have a real cushy deal, apparently, only because a communal kitchen.
I haven't noticed.
No, I haven't. I didn't notice that either. Considering we haven't got a hamster for president, communal kitchen, and some things get in their own bathrooms, because we're human beings. People across the pond are freaking out about this, and honestly, I have to side with the UK here. This is next level savagery. It's next level savagery, you'll get me. It's right up there with having no household kettle, which is also uncomfortably weird truth in the USA. How can a country that's home to quadruple digit addresses not have enough space for individual college dorm rooms? And if they say everything's bigger than in Texas, does that mean their rooms have an ensuite we can share on the rando? Whoever's written this is like using some lingo I'm not comfortable with.
Banter King.
But then there's some tweets here. The fact that Americans fork out so much for uni and then have to share a room with some rando is unreal. If uni meant sharing a room in the UK, I'd never have gone, and would have gone straight to work as a blacksmith. Wait, what point am I making? This is just someone? Her name's Sarah Parry. Very funny.
This is on the Metro website.
Yeah, and she's also put. And that whole sock on the door thing, is that real? Oh, you're shagging Lindy from Pi Beta Kappa Omegatron. Okay, fine, I'll sleep in the hall. That's fantastic. That is a phenomenal tweet.
Yeah, it's mental though. It's mental.
It is bizarre. Why would you do it?
Oh, what? You know what? As well, you're right. You spend a lot of money there.
Yeah.
Why on earth would you sleep with some other randos?
Exactly. It's just like, hello, I've never met you. For all you know, I could be a serial killer.
Also, can you imagine that? Just you're trying to like maybe study late night studying.
To be fair, if in a term,
that'd be me lumping someone around the face.
If that would be the case, and I had to put up with that for God knows how long, for like even a term, there's a good chance I'll have had about 8 roommates between the start and the end.
Do you know what's even worse? 3 a.m, big exam the next day. Oh my god, mate. I had that anyway.
Yeah, I know you did.
I also can I tell a quick story about when I was at uni? So we were actually in a house, okay?
Yes.
So the
Student house.
Yeah, I never actually did halls.
No.
But I stayed in this absolute little shithole. It was, man. You went to it. It was awful. So
the ceiling bulge.
There was a bulge in the ceiling where the toilet was, like, but downstairs. I just had visions of someone sitting on the bog and coming crashing through the ceiling and landing on the TV, which would have been brilliantly funny. But anyway, so we sleep one night and there's this cat in the distance, meow, meow, and then there was some cats fighting proper screaming. And then I was, I opened the window and I was about to just go mental with these cats. Then I heard my housemate from the other side of the house just go out the window going, "Will you shut the up?"
Was this John Parker?
No, this was Rosie.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
The one who liked to enjoy a lot of herbal stuff.
Oh, yes, indeed. Yes, I remember the one
I've
fondly.
had some weird housemates. Maybe we should talk about that next week. Maybe we should talk about my weird housemates next week.
Do you know what? I never had any weird housemates. I just had some good fun people. It was great. I loved it.
Yeah.
But yeah, do you know what? We're gonna move on.
Got 5 minutes to talk about this. And basically, Chris, because of the situation, the story, the floor's yours.
Thank you very much, sir. Basically, for those of people that do know me and have known me for multiple years, know that one of the biggest things for me and mine at the moment is the fact that my granddad tragically is suffering with the final stages of Alzheimer's. And do you know what? It's heartbreaking, and it always will be, because it's a horrible, horrible thing. And I admittedly, and this is going to seem really cold to some people, but I haven't seen that man in 7 years, maybe longer, because I can't bear it. Because I want to remember him as he was, because he was. It's safe to say that both my granddads, both my grands, as well as my parents, my heroes when I was growing up. And the thought of seeing someone I loved so much in such an awful way is heartbreaking. And I came downstairs today after doing my audiobook recording and everything for my missus, and my mum smiles at me and goes, "Oh, I've just had a call from Uncle Paul, her brother." I said, "Oh yeah?" And she went, "Yeah. Do you want to see a picture of your granddad?" And bearing in mind, obviously, from other pictures I've seen before, he looked like an elf on a shelf. It just not in a funny way in the slightest, and it was really small. And a few tears were shed by myself after that. But she showed me this picture, and he looks so much better. And because this isn't a sob story about how hard it is and oh woe is me, because it's not. This is a story about the fact that someone who I idolise is and has had this horrible thing happen to him. It's odd to think that he's slightly better now, because he is. His face has filled out a bit more. He always had the most majestic white beard, and now it's growing out to kind of ZZ Top levels, which is phenomenal. And it's great to see. And when my uncle called, he basically told my mum that she when she goes down in next month on a weekend to see him, hopefully he'll be in as good a state as he was today, because he was talking about how he used to drive steam trains, and he spoke about my gran, and he recognised my uncle and a picture of my mum. Which obviously, huge smile on my face after that, because it's so uplifting, because anyone who's had this horrible, horrible affliction happen to someone that they love knows how detrimental it can be, and how heartbreaking and how dismal it can make you feel. And when you get something like this, so that just that little something every now and then that proves that the person that was you knew before was still in there, and is, just popped his head out to say hello. That charismatic, tiny little man that I love to pieces, he's still in there. And honestly, that's something I actually needed to keep me going today, because it's just good. It's good. So yeah, that's going to be all my... that's going to be my nice story for the week. Obviously, I've included, I think, the Alzheimer's research website. So if you do want to learn more about it, there is the opportunity to go and do so.
And that'll be in the description below the video, or it'll be in the podcast description. Well, I guess that about rounds us up. It's nice
It
to end
does.
on something so positive.
Definitely, because it is a positive thing.
Normally we end the show talking about a dildo that accidentally got rammed up someone's ass, but
Yeah,
this
exactly.
week we've actually ended on something
Lovely.
nice, and it's good news.
Yeah,
I'm
100%.
I'm happy for you.
Thank you, mate.
because any illness like that, whether it's Alzheimer's, chronic diabetes, cancer, watching
that.
someone deteriorate is never nice.
No, it's not.
So when things get better, that's good.
You know it, mate.
That's good.
You know. But you know what? Oh,
Yeah, go on.
No, go on. No, you go ahead, sir.
Speaking of which, soonish.
Yes.
Not in any rush, but there will be news this year about next year's No Mercy.
Yes, there will.
It will likely be called No Mercy again, purely because I registered the domain name for 2 years.
Yeah, exactly. We're gonna use it.
So that
Gonna use
there
it.
will be something. The charities we're doing it for, or charity we're doing it for, we've discussed, but there might be another person doing it with us.
Yeah.
So it's all like a bit up in the air about how we're going to do this. So
But
but
we'll
once
keep
we
you
figured it
up to
out, there'll be news.
Definitely.
Anyway,
But you know what? It has now come to that time at the end of the show where you have to come up with the name for it.
oh God,
Had you
I'd
forgotten
forgot
about that? Oh dear. Oh, Martintin. Monfrere, my
okay.
friend.
Go on then.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5.
Tomb Raider records an audiobook for Bayonetta.
Okay. I like that. Tomb Raider records an audiobook for Bayonetta. Do you know, and because obviously my dad, I think my dad is quite tired, so I don't know whether to go get him for this joke or for his joke or not, or whether I should just tell
Well, if you
it.
want to, I can fill. It's up to you.
That's fine. I'll go grab him in just 1 second.
Okay.
Audio book
Just writing it down now.
for...
Hey, if you want to subscribe to the channel, if you're watching us on YouTube, please go ahead and do so. You'll be able to find the little subscribe button, which is just under the bottom right-hand side of the video. And if you're finding us on the iTunes or the Apple Podcast app, you can subscribe to us there as well. We have new episodes every Thursday. We haven't actually missed one yet. Which
No,
is
we haven't. We're actually pretty good at keeping up on
very
this.
impressive. So yeah, do stick around. Next week we'll be back with more, and we're probably going to talk about my weird housemates.
Yeah, we'll definitely talk about
And
weird
now it's
housemates.
time for Richard Borden's terrible joke. Are you going to give us 2 or just 1? 2
Oh, he's
terrible
given us
jokes
2.
of the week.
Oh, phenomenal.
The floor is
here you
yours.
go.
Last night, my wife and I went for a curry. I had the tikka masala. It's like tikka masala, only hotter. My wife had... My wife had a pecan curry. Had a pelican curry. Should have seen the bill at the end of it. Anyway, on the way home, she said to me,
Is this a long one?
"No. This
Oh,
is,
okay.
this is the other half."
Oh, okay.
On the way home, she said to me, "I want an animal skin coat for Christmas." So I bought her a donkey jacket.
That is horrendous.
Thank you. Those
God.
That's appalling.
Oh, I love it.
And with that, we'll see you next week.
Definitely.
Bye-bye.
Dysentery.
I got sent to prison for stealing a microwave oven. I was released after 3.5 minutes.